Oh, Krezek. How is he feeling?
Krezek is tired of being tired. Wants to help the tribe. Especially now.
Krezek would be a great help to the Moonkin, but he must keep resting. He can battle another day.
He can battle beside Grorag, even though Krezek slows Grorag down. Grorag and Krezek would tear Betrayer Nurbok to pieces.
Say not that name, Grorag. Makes Krezek feel worse.
Akrog agrees. The betrayer must face justice, one way or another.
Chieftain must save the Moonkin. Save it so Krezek can fight for it again.
Akrog understands not the actions of Nurbok. Can Krezek understand? He fought with him many times.
Krezek was shocked. At first. Then Krezek thought. Lots of time to think when he is sick, no? Nurbok believed he did the right thing for the Moonkin. It's a noble idea, but stupid.
Stupid.
Confused and frightened, too. And if the tribe's mightiest warrior is frightened, things not look good for the Moonkin.
Grorag thinks the blood rot has made Krezek wiser. Now, he is only dim, not an idiot. The blood rot is not all bad.
It is all right, Grorag. The chieftain will protect the Moonkin. Grorag must believe that.
Akrog will do his very best. For Krezek, Grorag, and all the tribe. Sharp tusks and thick hide, until Akrog meets them again.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, chieftain.
Akrog, come to watch Nurbok in his misery, no?
Not everything is about Nurbok.
Then why the hell is Akrog here? Has he not a Brittlebone Master and Zarek Spawn to serve? Just leave Nurbok be. He has nothing to say to him.
One of the Bonekin tribe, no?
It is true, Chieftain Akrog. Pelag is grateful to be here.
Pelag seems a little more relaxed than his kin were when Akrog found them.
They must have been filled with the blood sight at the time.
The blood sight? That makes sense.
Pelag hopes the chieftain thought not that his kin were being rude.
Far from it. Akrog was impressed by their focus.
It is a blessing from Mugwar. Can Pelag help the chieftain with something?
So, is it true that Pelag drinks blood before fighting his enemies?
Pelag drinks the blood, it is true. It fills him with the power of blood sight. It helps him kill many more enemies.
Akrog is curious. How feels Pelag when he goes into battle with that power?
How feels it? Pelag is not sure if he can describe the full truth of it. Perhaps one day the chieftain will experience it for himself.
Akrog admits he is curious. The idea of letting his body be taken over by such holy powers is a little frightening, and yet, would it make Akrog a better warrior?
Pelag hears that the chieftain is already a strong and clever warrior, so it is hard to say. The blood sight completely empties the Thrall's mind, so he can focus solely on victory. No feelings of doubt or fear. Pelag cannot usually remember the battle afterwards, and it takes a long time for him to notice any wounds. It is freeing.
Perhaps if Akrog was not chieftain, he would take the chance. But the time for such freedom has passed. The Moonkin needs Akrog to be in control, and he will do his duty.
It is a shame, but Peleg knows what the chieftain has promised to his tribe. Every troll has his own duty. But maybe, some moons from now, when the trolls have won their freedom, the chieftain can take a day off from duty.
Such freedom is worth striving for. All trolls need a dream like that.
May it not be a dream for long, if Mugwar is willing.
Akrog was wondering, whose blood do the Bonekin drink?
There are a few trolls in Peleg's tribe who have been chosen by Mugwar as vessels. Those trolls offer up their blood whenever Peleg and the other warriors need it. The Bonekin's warriors are grateful for any blood they can get, but the truest blood sight comes from the blood of the newly dead.
Even if the dead suffer with a blood rot?
The Bonekin suffer not from the blood rot, Mugwar be praised. But he wonders if only Peleg could taste the blood of Noag, the moon blood.
No drop of Noag's blood will be spilled. Little blood is too important to the Moonkin, to all trolls.
Chieftain, his blood would not go to waste. Far from it. The blood sight from Noag could be just what the Moonkin and Bonekin trolls need to defeat their enemies. If Peleg could just try a drop or two.
Peleg will stay away from Little Blood. Akrog swore to keep him safe, and he will honor his promise. Peleg and his fellow warriors will have to find another way.
As the chieftain wishes. Peleg hopes he will not regret his choice.
Akrog must apologize to Peleg, to all the trolls in his tribe. Akrog feels he brought the enemy into the home of the Bonekin.
Peleg cannot speak for every Bonekin, but he blames not the chieftain. It was a time of great sadness for the Moonkin, and Peleg knows how such rituals can lessen the pain of loss and despair. The chieftain had no choice.
Perhaps Peleg is right, but Akrog still feels a heavy guilt. Did Peleg suffer greatly at the hands of the Greenskins?
Not as much as the others. Peleg stayed calm, spent the time in silent prayer, resisted the urge to crush his guards. It would only have made things worse for the other Bonekin.
Such quiet strength also has great value. Akrog is glad that Peleg came with the Moonkin. They are safer together.
Peleg hopes his tribe made the right decision. Maybe he should have gone after those filthy greenskins. But he should not give in to anger.
Peleg may yet get his chance for revenge. For now, he should be patient.
Peleg will try his best, but he can only pray for so long.
It is time for Akrog to go.
Peleg thanks the chieftain for talking with him.
As Chieftain Akrog marched towards the battle, he was calm. And not only because the freed Bonekin would be fighting alongside them. Why worry about a few greenskins when they were seeking to revive a fallen god? The skies were clear when Akrog spotted two camps in the distance, both nestled in a deserted Brittlebone city. One smelled like Moonkin, Anug and the warriors Akrog had sent for. The other stunk of greenskins.
Chieftain Akrog Bloodhexer. Mugwar prays. Anug is get worried.
I'm Master Anug far-traveled, Mugwar praise. Anug and the warriors found their way here well.
Depends on what he mean by well. The warriors is get hungry back at the tribe camp, chieftain. The hunts bring less and less food. They meet I, Imak, and I, Cograk on the way with Nurbok. Nurbok speak not to Anug, but the eyes say he betray Moonkin. Is that true, chieftain? Anug cannot believe.
It is true, but they can speak of that later. What about the Chainers? Is that their camp farther north?
It is, chieftain, and they is many. They build their camp inside the Brittlebone city walls, so it is hard to attack.
Has he seen who is leading them?
He have. It is just one by the looks of it. And the eyes hear the greenskins speak about how trolls kill another in Goblin Cave.
That must have been the ancient Nurbok was with. So he was part of the Horde, just like Kabrak said.
The bones never lie. And it hurts not to have a wise, slightly fat bonekin chieftain to read them. With the ancient dead, this fight will be a lot easier, chieftain. It was wise to go after Nurbok first.
Well, it is a tough fight either way.
Now, give Akrog a better picture of the battlefield. What is there to know about this Brittlebone city?
As Anuk said before, the Chainers build their trap camp north from here, on the other side of the ruin. Now that the Moonkin workers and warriors is here, they will probably attack soon. Their walls look strong, but I cannot see one that not look like it is defended. If the Moonkin is smart about it, they maybe could smash it? That is right, Moonblood Noeg. Smash it. Also, this place is Brittlebone City long ago, so there is a lot of scrap around to collect. That will make things easier.
Not just scrap. Hex power, too. The bones sense it. Where? In the very ground itself. If the Bonekin build a shrine near the old Brittlebone temples, they can use this hex power to shape offerings faster. This will be useful.
Seems like Mugwa smiles on them. The blood for the tribe for the blood. Kin, it is time for battle.
Rotten grunters.
The Greenskin will answer the Moonkin's questions now.
The Moonkin. Centuries in freedom, and you grunters still talk like bloody slaves.
The chainer is cocky for someone bleeding freely into the dust.
And you're cocky for someone whose tribe whose tribe will be all ashes by the next moon. Chieftain Akrog Blood Hexer.
He knows Akrog's name.
Of course I do. We also know about the riot at the Paleskin Fortress, and that you and your grunters were behind it. And trust me, once we find out where that tribe camp of yours is, you'll pay for every brethren you killed.
The only reason Akrog went to that fortress was to free the kin that the Chainers tried to steal and enslave. The Greenskins brought this death upon themselves.
You can't steal a warg who runs from his owner. You take it back home.
Trolls are not wargs. They are not animals.
Oh yeah? You smell, you bite, you shit. What's the difference? Tell me, Chieftain Akrog, do you ask the deer you kill and eat for their permission? Or those iron beaks you tame? No. The strong conquer the weak, as that is the way of the struggle. That's how it always has been and how it always will be. But if you were smart enough to understand that, Zarek wouldn't have made you the slaves of the orcs in the first place.
Zarek go rot. Mugwa is the goddess of the trolls.
Calm, little Moonblood. This greenskin is not worth his anger.
Even if the Greenskins find the Moonkin tribe camp, and they will not, the Moonkin will crush them like they crushed his horde and his kin at the fortress.
Then you'll still have the Paleskins to deal with.
What paleskins?
All right. How would you know? When the Tusk Hunters brought the Bonekin trolls to us after they raised that shrine, they struck a pact. Once the Chainers find out where that Moonkin tribe camp is, our horde and the forces of the
Tusk Hunters will march towards them together.
Lie!
Keep telling yourself that, Big One.
Nonsense. The Hunters want the Moonkin tusks, and the Chainers want the Moonkin as slaves. A troll dies when he is untusked, so there is no way the two can work together.
What if I told you the Orc Shamans and the Hunter Scryers found a way to untusk you and keep you alive?
That is not possible.
Hold on to that thought if it gives you strength.
The Chainers will never find the tribe camp. Never.
We'll see about.
Good rotten riddance. This is bad news, though. Very bad news. If the Chainers and the Hunters truly struck a pact,
Then the only way the Moonkin can still win this is to revive the cub as soon as possible. Let them get back to the tribe camp, chieftain.
wait. Grungwar trusts the stranger's plan now?
It has nothing to do with trust. But he sees now that the cub is the last hope the Moonkin have. All this blood, all this death, it has to mean something. It has to.
Grungwar speaks true. Akrog will tell the workers to decamp. Then they will march at once. Time is running out.
Chieftain Akrog, good to see you back with all limbs attached. I've already learned of what Nurbok did. A true shame. I know how much betrayal hurts.
Nurbok do wrong. But he only tried to save tribe.
A very unusual stance for a troll to take, but yes, I suppose that's one way to look at it. It's definitely a welcome development to see the Moonblood live up to his true potential. If only the same thing could be said about the Chainers learning the location of our little hideout and striking a bargain with the Tusk Hunters. Any idea how much time we have left?
Hard to say. But Anug thinks no more than 7 sun-ups, maybe 10.
Claws. Well, the clock is ticking.
What makes the stranger of this? The Chainers and the Hunters striking a pact.
What do I make of this? It's certainly pragmatic. I would have never expected to see elves and orcs working together. But apparently the prospect of riches moves even the largest mountains.
Apparently it does. Zazka remembers the stranger telling him he has been to the Mirathur before. With the Bonekin there to help, thinks the stranger the Moonkin could...
Beat the big Chainer Horde and the Tusk Hunters together? Without the Field Dog, no chance. They are in the high thousands, with the best siege machinery and warriors coin can buy. And unless there's something I'm not seeing, the Bonekin and the Moonkin together are merely a few hundred.
The stranger speaks true. At this point, Zarek's cub is their only chance.
Probably. Maybe the Moonkin should flee. Leave the cub here and hide somewhere in the jungle.
That is a bad idea, Trusted One. The Chainers and the Hunters have great trackers. They will find us one way or the other.
Zaska speaks true. Not to mention that they would take the rot and the hunger with them, no matter where they go. There was a time for that decision, but it is long past. As much as Grungwar wishes it were different.
I'm biased, but I agree. We have committed to this battle, Chieftain. The only thing we can do now is see it through.
Before they will speak about anything else, the stranger will tell Akrog where he went. He should not have left the tribe camp without letting him know.
I'm not your prisoner, Chieftain Akrog. Let me be very clear on that. That said, yes, I probably should have informed you. As for where I went, I meant to bring this up anyway. I found a lead on our mystery goddess. A little Hibernian shrine not far from here. And I'm happy to say I believe I finally have a theory on her identity. I believe the masked goddess represents Tiara's eclipse aspect.
Eclipse aspect?
Yes. As you probably know, Tiara represents vigor, strength, and the sun. Those are the aspects most people associate with her and what she is worshipped for. However, she also has a clandestine side, one that is barely known and only surfaces on rare occasions. Like an eclipse. It seems like the Tiaran clergy have done all they could to keep this side of her a secret, which is why so little is known about her, and most references to her are extremely vague. But that one tome I found erased my last doubts. The masked goddess is no less than the secret side of Tiara, her eclipse.
But why would the Brittlebones keep this a secret, even among themselves?
That's the big question, isn't it? My personal theory is that she draws strength from this secrecy, just like how Zarek draws strength whenever there is a battle, and Hirin when he guides the dead into the River of Souls. It would fit perfectly with what I believe to be her aspects.
So how can the Moonkin open her portal?
Well, here is where it gets tricky. The Hibernian document was written in shaperglyphs, probably as an additional safety measure. However, I believe I have deciphered them. Her aspects are time, dreams, and mystery.
The masked goddess controls time. That sounds powerful.
Yes, but I'm not sure whether she controls it or just represents an element of it. As I said, the glyphs are hard to read. However, if the masked goddess magic was used in this temple, it would certainly explain the many time windows and fractures here.
And Zarek's cub makes them even stronger. The stranger could be right.
When Grunwa read the Nexus words, he said that Hirin is the guardian god of dreams.
He is. But the way I understand it, Hirin's domain is literal dreams. Whereas for the masked goddess, the word is used metaphorically.
Meta what?
Symbolic. Like the bond of trust your kind strikes between each other. For example, if a human boy or girl yearns to become a great warrior, then that would be a dream, like the ones the masked goddess represents. A positive longing, you could say.
That makes sense. Time, dreams, and mystery. And has the stranger already thought about which echo the Moonkin should go after?
I have. I believe our best bet is mystery and its echo of knowledge. I also have an idea where we could find it. In the scale of an elder dragon.
Dragon? Big lizard?
Yes. Except for the Guardians and the Renegades themselves, no creature on Io has seen or experienced as much as an elder. Just one scale holds more knowledge than 100 scholars.
But why not try something else first? Like the Brittlebone books here.
Because I already tried that. We might as well attempt to fill an ocean with dewdrops. We need something bigger, something more powerful. And, unless I'm grossly mistaken, a dragon scale will do the trick.
Grunwa agrees. Dragons live for hundreds of thousands of moons. If there is a totem of knowledge, then it is them.
So they must find an elder dragon. Fine. Akrog will speak to Anok about this.
A sound plan. Though all that won't help us if we don't manage to find the echo for Nihal's portal, too.
They did. This helmet here. Look.
Wait. Isn't this nerd...
Just look.
Fine. Yes, there is definitely an echo in there, but it's... fickle. I don't know how else to describe it. I will take a look at this, but it may take a while.
All right. Then Akrog will speak to Anok in the meantime.
Chieftain. Anok hear he speak to stranger. He tell Chieftain where he go?
Is Anok having dark thoughts? He sounds sorrowful. What? Oh, no, it is nothing.
Anug can talk to Moonkin. They all kin.
True, Moonblood, true. It is just... Anug still cannot believe Nurbok do something like this. I mean, if a tribe cannot trust its great warrior, then who can they trust? Why he betray Moonkin? Why? Akrog is as angry as Anug, but he believes Nurbok truly thought he was doing something good. By make the Moonkin slaves of the Greenkin? He spit on everything the kin fight for. Anug respect the chieftain's word. But he have crushed Nurbok if he get chance. It is what he deserve. Sorry for say so, Grungwar.
No need for apologies.
The chieftain want to tell Anug about his talk with the stranger, no? It is true. The stranger found out who the masked goddess is, and what echo the Moonkin need to find. Really? That is good news. Anug, listen. An elder dragon. Anug see.
It is true. Can Anug think of where one might hide? He knows the land like no other.
He have an idea, but he go send 2 eyes to make sure first. It take a sunup and a sundown, maybe 2. While the chieftain is here, there is also something else Anug need to talk about. The food. Let Akrog guess. The last hunts have been bad? Bad is not strong enough. The eyes bring back 2 boars and an eric, and they travel for a full day. This is not even enough to feed the cublings, chieftain. That animal plague has been getting worse then. Much worse. It seemed to have poisoned the entire Blackheart jungle and beyond. And the cub is behind it, Anug is sure. Every time the Moonkin bring back a part of its flesh, the plague grows stronger.
They have known about that for a while. Nothing they can do about it now.
Probably not, no. What about the provisions from the Brittlebone village? Chieftain Mayer sent another haul a few sunups ago, before Nurbok vanished. It is true, but that is not nearly enough. It win them maybe a few days, but that is all. And even if they raid the Brittlebone village now, Anug doubt they have enough left to help with the problem. Akrog sees. Well, they cannot leave here until they have resurrected the cub, so they need to find a way. Has Anug an idea? He have, but it is risky. About 4 days' march north from here, at the coast, there is a furtive meadowland with lots of fish, game, and soil for farming. Anug think the chieftain must send part of the tribe there. Furtive? Ah, Anug means fertile. So, he wants Akrog to split up the tribe. It is the only way Anug can think of. Akrog and the most important warriors and scrappers stay here to fight the chainers and the hunters when they arrive. And the other kin go to safety.
Risky, but probably better than starving to death. What thinks Trusted One?
The kin with the rot are very weak. Will they even survive such a long march? That is the question Anug think about much too. But he speak to Crumb, and Crumb say there is still life grass left.
He could brew a concoction to make the pain bearable for the journey. Good thinking.
But then there will be nothing left for afterwards. Let them pray Zarek's cub can cure them then. This meadowland, how safe is it? It is hard to say, but Anug think rather safe. There is no tribe camps wide and far, not Brittlebone, not Greenskin, not Troll. It is for sure safer than here, with the chainers and the hunters march towards them.
He has a point.
All right. It seems like the Moonkin have no choice. Anug will drum up the weak ones and get them to that meadowland as soon as he can. If all goes well, the Moonkin will not be in this cursed temple much longer. Akrog has spoken. Anug do. And he sent eyes to look for that dragon too. They find one, he swear. Good. Time to go back to the stranger then. Let them pray Nurbok's helmet has the echo they need.
Anug pray too. For all of them. Oh, Chieftain, Zeramak needs to speak with him about Moonkin's scrap.
Scrap? All right, Akrog will try to find the time to talk to Zeramak.
Chieftain, Zeramak speak to pig and its same blood. Good scrappers they are, real good.
Zeramak minds not working with them, then.
Well, it true that Zeramak not good enough, no? And if Moonkin have better weapons when hunters attack, Slig may be still alive. So, it true, Zeramak happy working with them. He do his best.
Akrog is glad to hear that. Zeramak has been shaping for a long, long time. What is the best thing he has ever shaped?
Bestest? Tricky. Zeramak make lots. Maybe Chieftain Narjak? Zeramak make him bestest helmet troll ever see.
Mugwa's mane? Zeramak forged that? Akrog remembers it well. When he was a cub, he was afraid of his sire when he wore that helmet. Probably because of the extra tusks.
No brittlebone mess with four-tusk troll. Took Zeramak long time. Worth it, Chieftain want one saying?
Is it possible? It would be an honor to wear such a helmet.
It easy enough. Just bring Zeramak what he need to make it.
Understood. Akrog thanks Zeramak.
Chieftain should save his thanks for when Zeramak make it.
Has Anu given Zeramak the boom rock to look at?
It true. Horrible thing. Clever though. Zeramak try it on Rabbit and Rabbit not move for long time. It all right now. Probably.
Could Zeramak make more boom rocks for the Moonkin to use?
As long as he careful not drop them, he can make them. Snoring Master Scrapper, not much help to try.
How can Zeramak make weapons and armor for the tribe, using such flimsy brittlebone blades and shields?
Not easy. Takes many, many bits brittlebone metal to make troll shield. But Zeramak not mind. Fun!
Fun? It looks like hard work to Akrog.
True. Fun, hard work. Zeramak like work. Keep busy. Busy, busy.
Akrog is impressed that Zeramak keeps working. He has served the Moonkin for a very long time. It is all right for him to take a rest from time to time, though. Zeramak has earned it.
Rest? Never! Zeramak stay busy. Moonkin need him.
It is true, they need him. Zeramak sounds a little like Elder Greyfur. He wants not to rest while the Moonkin need him. Akrog is thankful for them both.
Chieftain, no need say thanks. Just keep bring scrap.
All right, he will. The songbone Zeramak carved for Shepherd Crumb Kindsoul was wonderful.
All little Moonblood's idea. Zeramak just help make all sorts from bones when Zeramak young. Not make songbone till now, though.
Where was it that Zeramak learned to make such things? A songbone is very different from a blade.
Not big difference. Bone, not metal, true. But time and think. And Eric guts. Zeramak see songbone like that when Greenskin steal him. Crumb there too. So Zeramak know how to make, and Crumb know how to play. Music, good thing. Help trolls less sad.
Zeramak is wise. Maybe Akrog should have him make many more songbones. But few could play them as sweetly as Crumb.
True, most Moonkin hands too chunky. Crushed songbone not make good music.
Not for long, at least. Zeramak said he needs something. What is it?
It's true. Zeramak no Akrog like be short, so Zeramak be short. Moonkin need more scrap for good weapons. Hexed scrap.
That is nothing new, is it? The Moonkin always needs scrap.
True, but Zeramak ask Anug's eyes to look for place where extra much hexed scrap is, and Iparg find. It's south of Tribe Camp, in Big Temple Thing Ruin. Zeramak know Chieftain very busy keeping tribe safe. But maybe when march again that way, they can stop and see?
Hexed weapons are very valuable, even to Brittlebones. What are they doing just lying around in the jungle?
Well, Zaramak know not, but the eyes say something about fog and dead Brittlebones nearby. So it probably, what the word?
Guarded by something nasty?
That.
Maybe. No, not likely.
Grungwar was about to say something. He should speak his mind.
Just a thought, Chieftain. Not important.
Speak true.
It is just the treasures in the jungle. It reminded Grungwar of something. Probably just a story told around the campfire.
A ruin, Zaramak said. What kind? Greenskins? Brittlebones?
Brittlebones, Zaramak think. Like this one.
Hibernian, then.
All right. Akrog will see if they can find the time somehow.
Zaramak hope they will. Zaramak almost out of hexed scrap for mighty crush sticks. Bad.
Bad indeed. Well, if Akrog passes that way, he will take a look at that ruin.
Good. Very good. Zaramak, wait here and keep scrapping then.
Do that.
Pretty place you've got yourself here, Sir Troll. I must admit, perhaps Stinking Troll Cave was inaccurate.
I hate to say it, but my dimwit brother is right. Except for that gruesome corpse on the sarcophagus. Do I even want to ask what that is?
Probably best not to. Have the pig and the scrapper all they need to start shaping weapons? Have they spoken to Zaramak already?
The charming Master Scrapper, you mean? Yes, we have. That is, I did, and Arthur just stood there looking daft as usual.
You were grunting for the most part, if I remember correctly. Long story short, I think working with that scrapper of yours will be just fine. He'll focus on the straightforward stuff, and we'll take care of the masterpieces. Sound fair to you?
Akrog will tell them when something needs shaping.
Do that, and we'll discuss the matter of compensation after the contract, I hope.
Akrog is curious. How would they compare the troll things they forge to the things they used to make for Brittlebones?
Compare? I may as well compare a lump of clay with a sculpted masterpiece. It's not my intention to offend, you understand.
Wait, it's not? Tiara's knotted knockers. There really is a first time for everything.
Oh, Arthur, always so vulgar. To illustrate my point, for my regular work, I require about a whole month to create a single sword, forging and reforging it to perfection, bestowing its surface with the most intricate patterns, imbuing it with exotic magic. Here, Arthur can just about manage to cobble together something heavy, sharp, and really rather ugly.
Akrog cares not what a weapon looks like. Can the scrapper's weapons be used to kill their enemies?
Well, yes, but then so could a big pointy rock.
The pig and the scrapper should spend some time watching the Moonkin fight. They are just as skilled with weapons as any Brittlebone. Perhaps that will inspire them.
Good idea, Chieftain.
Come to think of it, it's an excellent idea indeed. Perhaps one of your skull crushers confuses Arthur for an enemy and smashes him into a bloody pulp. What? One may dream.
Have they forgiven each other yet?
Ha! How could I possibly forgive someone who is so completely devoid of skill? Watching him work is almost more painful than his cruel theft of my Bernadette.
Ellen's ass. How often do you want us to have this conversation? I didn't steal her.
Yes, you did. She was my heart and my soul, and you, with your foolish nincompoop antics and passably handsome face, took her from me.
Because she didn't want you.
Vile lies!
So, no forgiveness yet then?
Akrog must say he is impressed with how well the pig's same blood is learning from the pig. The things he forges, they are not bad.
Not bad? Well, that's a dubious compliment, but I'll take it. Glad to be of service, Sir Troll.
So eager to please. I wonder what Bernadette would say if she could see you now, bowing and scraping before the troll chieftain. Wait, she'd probably be too busy laughing.
At me? Or at the shrill pot-belly pig squeaking instructions into my ears?
Of course at you. My porcine predicament would likely unleash a torrent of sorrow at the injustice of my affliction. Bernadette is a kind soul, and she can tell a suffering gentleman when she sees one.
Ah, well, maybe you're right. Maybe she would like you if she saw you now.
You think?
Yes, of course. You're more handsome now than you were ever before.
Why, by the... imbecile! Imposter! King traitor!
Easy now, Wilbur. Get any more heated and you might just turn into bacon.
Bacon?
Ha! How funny. Do you want a pat on the back for this unprecedented display of wit and eloquence, dear brother?
Is it as difficult to work together as they feared?
Oh, my trolloid companion, you have no idea. Every moment is like a waking nightmare, chieftain. I might as well try teaching my skills to a dead orc.
Actually, I think that last piece turned out rather well. Perhaps I'm finally getting the hang of this.
Yes, if by rather well you mean as ragged as a tramp and as weak as your willpower.
Oh, come on, Wilbur. I think we're actually working well together. We should have tried this years ago. If only you hadn't been so precious about your wondrous gift with metals. I could have at least helped you.
So, you would have stolen my work from me as well as my beloved. How very surprising.
Fine. Have it your way. But let's get on with it, shall we?
That sounds like a good plan. The pig said something about the dark echoes.
I did indeed. I had a chat with that lovely dark elf, the one you so ominously call the Stranger, and he told me about your method of breaking those seals. Duality magic is such an underestimated discipline of...
Wilbur thinks he could use leftover dark echoes to craft extremely powerful things for you. That's what he's getting at.
And I would have gotten there 1,000,000 times more eloquently than you, dear brother, but yes, that's what I mean. The more of those mystical essences you find, the better.
All right, that is good to know. Akrog thanks the pig.
Quite the opposite, dear Sir Troll. I thank you. A chance to utilize duality magic for one of my creations? Ah, the mere thought makes my porcine heart beat faster.
Could the pig take a look at this? Akrog found it in a temple. Grungwar said they might be plans for Hibernian weapons.
Said he such a thing, the fine gentleman? Well, let Wilbur de Falchion see the exhibit. So much dust and grime. And what is that sticky grey stuff?
No, I play with iron beaks and one took tablet. And when it come back, it looked like this.
What? I beg your pardon? Are you telling me that these are... iron beak excretions?
If that means droppings, then Akrog does. It is true. Why is the pig so angry? It can just wash them away.
Oh, Tiara's sensual hips. You should have seen your face, Wilbur. I'm growing more fond of your lot every day.
Yes, Wilbur, I'm sure you feel quite at home here. Ugh, disgusting. These trotters shall be rinsed in pure ambrosia once this conversation concludes. But to respond to your inquiry, your elder was correct. They do indeed look like schematics, and interesting schematics at that. These glyphs suggest an advanced understanding of...
We'll use the knowledge from these tablets to make better weapons and armor for you. Just bring them here when you find more.
That is what Akrog wanted to know. He thanks them.
Much obliged, I suppose. Now, where is that ambrosia?
Akrog needs something from them. If they can stop arguing for a moment.
Well, I'm good to go. It's Wilbur who just won't stop howling. Or squeaking, that is.
Oh, how incredibly amusing, Arthur. What do you need, Sir Troll?
Cannot know for sure, but they say she must have perished along with everyone else in the temple.
Perished? She's gone?
Yes, it would seem so. But through her sacrifice, she kept the sarcophagus seal intact. I am sorry. I know she was important.
We must go retrieve her body then. She deserves to get her last rites.
What? No. That is dangerous. I told you, Your Reverence, there is stray magic all about, and...
We must go. There is no way I'm going to let her rot, tethered to that goddamned machine.
Then you will die. And if you die, the sacred seal will fall to pieces. Tiara's breath. You know how grim things are. The food shortage in Hirin's shrine. That strange plague in Shanna's. We must not act rashly, Your Reverence. Not now, not ever. Else the beast will win.
Leave. Please.
Your Reverence.